everyone, and thank you for tuning in with us for our Juneteenth celebration. We will be viewing Miss Sylvia Bond today, who will be presenting 4 dramatic poems dealing with Juneteenth. And I hope you guys enjoy.
Hello. Today we will hear poetry that celebrates freedom and endurance. We will first have The Negro Mother by Langston Hughes. In this narrative, the Negro mother depicts the capture and hardship of Black slaves and speaks of the will to endure that kept them going. Through her voice, children are encouraged to live a life of freedom and dignity.
Children, I have come back today to tell you a story of a long, dark ways that I had to climb, that I had to know in order for my race to live and grow. Look in my face, dark as the night, yet shining like the sun with love's true light. I am the child they stole from the sand 300 years ago in Africa's land. I am the dark child that crossed the wide sea, carrying in my body the seed of the free. I am the one who worked in the field, bringing the cotton and corn to yield. Children sold away from me. Husband sold too. No safety, no love, no respect was I due 300 years ago in the deepest south. But God put a song and a prayer in my mouth. God put a prayer like still in my soul. Now, through my children, I'm reaching the goal. Now, through my children, the young and the free, I realize the blessings that were denied to me. I couldn't read then. I couldn't write. I had nothing back in the night. Sometimes my valley was filled with tears, but I kept on treading down through the lonely years. Sometimes my road was hot with the sun, but I had to keep on till my work was done. I had to keep on, no stopping for me, because I was a seed of the coming free. I cherished the dream that nothing could smother deep in my breast. The Negro mother. I only had hope then, but now through you, dark ones, today my dreams will come true. All you dark children in the world out there, remember my sweat, my pain, my despair. Remember my years heavy with sorrow, and make of those years a torch for tomorrow. Make of my past a road to the light. Out of the darkness, the ignorance, the night. Lift high my banner out of the dust and stand like free men supporting my trust. March ever forward, breaking down bars. Look ever upward at the moon and the stars. Oh, my dear children, may my dreams and my prayers compel you forever up the great stairs. Because I will be with you until no white brother dare stop the children of the Negro mother.
The poem For My People by Margaret Walker teaches about the hardship that African Americans endured, but also celebrates the triumph of her people.
For My People by Margaret Walker. For my people everywhere, singing their slave songs repeatedly. There are dirges and there are ditties, there are blues and jubilees, praying their prayers nightly to an unknown God, and bowing their knees humbly to an unseen power. For my people, lending their strength to the years, to the gone years, and the now years, and the maybe years. Washing, ironing, cooking, scrubbing, sewing, mending, hoeing, plowing, digging and planting, pruning, patching, dragging along, never gaining, never reaping, never knowing and never understanding. For my playmates in clay and dust and sand of Alabama, backyards playing baptizing and preaching and doctor and jail and soldier and school and mama and cooking and playhouse and concert and store and hair and Miss Chumby and company. For the cramped, bewildered years, we went to school to know the reasons why and the answers to and the people who and the places where and the days when, in memory of the bitter hours when we discovered we were Black and poor and small and different. And nobody cared, and nobody wondered, and nobody understood. For boys and girls who grew in spite of these things to be man and woman, to laugh and dance and sing, to play and drink their wine, to religion and success, to marry their playmates and bear children, and then die of consumption, anemia, lynching. For my people thronging 47th Street in Chicago and Lenox Avenue in New York and Rampart Street in New Orleans, lost, disinherited, and happy people filling cabarets and taverns and other people's pockets needing bread and shoes and milk and land and money and something all our own. For my people walking blindly, spreading joy, being lazy, sleeping when hungry, shouting when burdened, when hopeless, tired, and shackled and tangled among ourselves by the unseen creatures who tower over us omnisciently and laugh. For my people blundering and groping, floundering in the dark of churches and schools and clubs and societies, associations and councils and committees and conventions, distressed and disturbed and deceived, devoured by money-hungry, glory-craving leeches, preyed on by facile force of state and fad and novelty, by false prophets and holy believer. For my people standing, staring, trying to fashion a better way from confusion, from hypocrisy and misunderstanding, trying to fashion a world that will hold all the people, all the faces, all the Adams and Eves, and their countless generations. Let a new earth rise. Let another world be born. Let a bloody peace be written across the sky. Let a second generation full of courage issue forth. Let a people loving freedom come to growth. Let a beauty full of healing and of strength, of finding clenching be the pulsing in our spirits and our bloods. Let the martial songs be written. Let the dirges disappear. Let a race of men now rise and take control.
Temptation by Laurence Dunbar. We all like music. However, some can make you do some moves that you didn't think you would do. This is what happens in temptation.
I just got religion, honey, and I'm as happy as a king. Everything I see is about me. It's just like sunshine in the spring. It seems like I don't want to do another blessed thing, but run to the neighbor and shout and pray and sing. I done shook my fist to Satan, and I give the world my back. And now I don't need no hindering causes bothering my track, because I'm on my way to glory, and I feels too short to miss. Why, ain't no use in sinning when a religion's good as this. Talk about a man backsliding when he's in the gospel way. No, sir, I done beat the devil running, and temptation lost today. I'm going to keep my head straight up. I'm going to shut my eyes and see what old project Mr. Satan going to try to work on me. What's that music I hear there? Tain't no one commence to sing. Oh, let's Sam the fiddle. Get away here. Get away with that blessed thing. Oh, it's sweeter than dripping honey. And you know I draws the bow. And when music, show enough music, I's the one that sure to know. I could cut a mighty caper. I could did a mighty fling, and right now I'm more than certain I can do the pigeon wing. What's this I've been saying here? What on earth got hold on me? I didn't think that I could be tempted. But that music now run my lizard up the tree. Get out here with that music there. Don't you try that trick again. I didn't think I could be tempted. But your laughter made me sin.
When Malindy sings, music and singing have always been a part of the Black experience. Here in Dunbar's, when Malindy sings, we learn what real singing is.
Go away from here and quit that noise, Miss Lucy. Put that music book away. But what's the use of keeping trying? If you practice where you great, you can't start the notes of flying like the ones that Ransom rings from the kitchen to the big wood when Melinda sings. You ain't got the natural organs for to make it come out right. And you ain't got the turns and twists for to make it sweet and light. I tell you one thing, Miss Lucy, and I was telling you this for the truth. When it comes to real right singing, tain't no easy thing to do. Easy enough for folks to holler, looking at the lines and dots, and when no one can sense them, and the tune comes out in spot. But for real melodious singing, that just strikes your heart and clean. You come over here and listen with me as Melinda sings. What? You ain't never heard Melinda? Bless your soul, take up the cross. Look here, you must be joking, honey. Well, you don't know what you lost. You got to have that gal wobbling, robbing, locks, and all them things, heist their mouths and hide their faces when Melinda sings. Folks are playing on the banjo, drafts their fingers on the strings. Bless your soul, forgets to move them when Melinda sings. She just opens her mouth and hollers, come to Jesus, come to Jesus. And then you hear sinners trembling, steps and voices, timid like drawing near. Then she turned to Rocks of Ages, and simply to the cross she clings. And you find your tears are dropping. And Melinda sings. Who was that said that humble praises with a master never counts? Hush your mouth. I hear that music as it rises up and mounts, as it floats above the valleys, way above the burying side, as it makes its way to glory, to the very gates of God. Oh, it's sweeter than the music of an educated band, and it's dearer than a love song of triumph in the land. It seems holier than evening when the solemn church bells ring, as I calmly stand and listen as Melinda sings. Tulsa, stop that barking! Melinda, make that child sit still. Don't you hear the echoes calling from the mountains through the hills? Come on, listen with me. I can hear it through the brush of angels' wing. Soft and low, sweet low, sweet chariot, as Melinda sings.
Antebellum Sermon by Paul Laurence Dunbar. Using dialect, wit, humor, and biblical context, Dunbar preaches to his people that one day we will all be recognized as citizens.
We's gathered here today, my brothers, in this howling wilderness, just to pay some words of comfort to each other's distress. And I choosing for my subject, and this I'll explain by and by. And the Lord said to Moses, Moses! And the man said, here, ma. The old Pharaoh down in Egypt was the worst man ever born. He had them Hebrew children working his comb till the Lord got tired of his food. He said, look, I'll let him know. Moses, go down to tell Pharaoh I say for to let my children go. And if he refusing to do it, I'll make him regret the hour, because I'll empty down on Egypt all the vials of my power. Yes, it did. Now, you know Pharaoh's army wasn't worth a half a dime, and the Lord will help his children. You can trust him every time. Your enemies may assail you from the back and to the front, but the Lord is all around you for to be the battle's brunt. They may fold your chains and shackles to the mountain to the sea, but the Lord gonna send some Moseses to set him children free. And the land will hear his thunder like the blast from Gabriel's horn, because the Lord of hosts is mighty when he girds his armor on. Yes, he did. For fear of somebody mistakes me, I'm going to pause right now to say, I'm preaching ancient. I ain't talking about today. But I tell you, fellow Christians, things are happening mighty strange. And the Lord done this for Israel, and his ways don't never change. This love he showed on Israel wasn't all on Israel spent. Now, don't you go run and tell your masters I'm preaching discontent. I isn't. I'm just judging Bible people by their acts. I'm just giving you the scriptures. I'm giving you the facts. And the land will hear his thunder. And they will come from the east and to the west. And oh, there are some others that think like Pharaoh, and they call the scriptures a lie because the Bible said a servant is worthy of his hire. And then you go around here saying I'm preaching discontent. You see, the Lord's intention ever since the world began that his almighty freedom would belong to every man. And you can't get round or through that. You can't get over that. Because whatever way you go, this here word, it will fit. But the Moseses are coming. They're coming sure and fast. I can hear the feet of trumpet. I can hear the thunder blast. But I want to warn you people, don't get too briggedy. Don't you get out here bragging about these things. You just wait and see. Because when Moses come with his power and come to set us children free, we will praise the gracious master because he giving us liberty. And we'll shout our hallelujahs on that great reckoning day when we's recognized as citizens. Our children, let's pray. This next poem is original by me. It's entitled The Song of the Soul. I listened to and reading throughout my tenure teaching literature, James Baldwin, Emily Dickinson, and Langston Hughes, and I selected a verse from one of their poems. There seem to be very influential poets, those that I like, and I use these ideas from their poems to center around this particular idea about freedom. It's called The Song of the Soul. Listen, I cannot tell you how long the train's been gone or what happened to a dream deferred, but I can tell you that the song of a cage bird is the saddest song I've ever heard. You may wonder of its dismal singing, melancholy notes, muffled sounds, no melody, no rhyme, no glee. Bruised and battered by the blows of life, he bows his head in solemn gloom, denied his God-given gift of song, for he searches for light in a darkened room. Until he hears the sound of the latch, released by the gentle touch of a hand. He echoes now some new heavenly sound, never before heard by mortal man. Freedom rings, song of the soul, beneath his feathered breast, deep from his feathered breast. While mornings rise and evenings fall, he sings until the day he takes his rest. Song of the soul.
All right. Welcome back. Next, we will have Mr. Andre Riddick, who will be performing a saxophone piece. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this Juneteenth celebration. And once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And you have a nice day and a nice, happy Juneteenth.